Welcome back to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Mindy.
And I'm Megan. Welcome back. If you've been a listener and been here before, and if you're new, welcome. We want to say thank you so much for listening today. Thank you to all of our supporters on all our platforms. We've had a surge of followers on Facebook, like 1,000 new followers. So thank you
Thank
to
you so
yeah,
much.
it was amazing. And then we've had quite a few new followers on our Patreon as well. So a big shout out and thank you to all of those people. Don't forget, too, you can recommend cases. We've had several cases that have been recommended to us. We'll give you a shout out if we use it. And you can send that to our email, which is Missouri Mayhem Sisters at gmail.com.
And also, if you have a story that you like, some mayhem in your life that's happened, and I'm not talking just everyday life. I'm talking like something crazy has happened to you, like the stories that we tell. Please send them in, and we can have you be on an episode with us, or we can present the story for you, or anything like that.
Yeah, send in your tales. It's not just all murder. It's some mystery
Sweet.
and mayhem too.
Yes.
And don't forget, you guys, subscribing, sharing, liking does help us reach more listeners. And of course, if you have fellow true crime lovers and your family or friends, please share with them as well. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Yeah,
So how have you been, Megan?
I am good. I'm excited. Summer's here, and
Oh, isn't that right?
yes, and waiting for our pool to open here at our complex. So fingers crossed on
Yes.
that, so we can do some brainstorming by the pool. What have you been up
Yes.
to?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, nothing. I'm kind of obsessed about organizing my kitchen right now.
Nice.
Yes. So before I left to come over here and record, I got from Amazon, of course, like all these organizing containers and
Containers.
stuff. So when I leave here today, I get to go organize. I'm such a dork, but I'm
No.
excited about it.
Do you watch those organizing videos?
I do.
Yeah,
And I
like
believe
people
that's
that
probably what inspired
it
me.
is kind of addictive to watch, and it kinda makes you want to
It does.
do
It
it.
makes you want to do better.
Yes. I have a label maker, though, if you
I
want
know.
it,
Okay.
so
Well, I might hit you up for
you
that.
can use my, label maker. But, yeah, we've got an interesting case today that
We
I
do.
bet, like, half our listeners probably know about it, the other half
Yeah.
maybe
A
don't.
couple people that I've talked to about it, had not ever heard about it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, alright, cool.
So, yeah, today we're gonna talk about the case of Pamela Hupp.
Oh, boy.
And before we start, I would like to send out our sincere condolences to the friends and loved ones of Betsy Faria, Shirley Neuman, and Louis Gumpenberger, who all unfortunately fell victim to this case.
And some may remember this case or be Renee Zellweger
Yes.
plays Pamela Hupp on a
Yes, she does,
docuseries,
called,
uh,
what is
All
the
About Pam.
I think
Is it called All About Pam?
or something Pam. Anyway, it
Yes.
is on, I think I watched it on Prime.
Oh, okay. And
So,
Keith Morrison from 2020 or
yeah,
Dateline, he narrates it, doesn't he?
yeah, I think he
Doesn't he
does.
narrate
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So if you, that may be familiar to some as well.
Yes, he does narrate
Narrate
it.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so let's just do a little overview of what this case is about. Okay, Pamela Marie Newman Hupp is a murderer who is serving her life sentence in Missouri's Chillicothe Correctional Center for the fatal shooting of Louis Gumpenberger in her home in O'Fallon, Missouri on August 16th, 2016. She is also being charged for the murder of Betsy Faria that is going on trial in late 2027 or early 2028. And she was highly suspected to have a role in the death of her very own mother, Shirley Neuman.
So it blows my mind she still has not been prosecuted for all these things.
Right.
Like,
The
she's
only
just still on trial, like, for
right.
Betsy, and yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
And that happened so long ago,
Yeah, and
2011, and it
here
just
here she's not even
yeah.
technically been
So
sentenced.
let's just talk about a little bit about who Pamela Hupp was, a little bit about her history. Pamela Marie Newman, that's her maiden name, was born on October 10th, 1958. She grew up in Dellwood, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis, where she attended Riverview Gardens High School. While a teenager, Pamela had her first child, Sarah, and was married to her high school sweetheart.
Okay.
So after her first marriage failed, she was married to Mark Hupp and had a son named Travis. During her younger years, Hupp held several jobs in the life insurance industry, and in 2001, Hupp and Mark settled in O'Fallon, Missouri. And you said that your son used to live there,
Yeah,
Megan.
yes, Spencer lived in O'Fallon for a
Yeah,
couple
and it
years,
was
and
a good
it's a nice, cute
a good
little
little
town. I
town.
mean, seemed yeah, I mean, it's, right off of I-70 there, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cute little town. Well, and okay, and and life insurance, State Farm, and all that comes into play, doesn't it, too?
Well, just life insurance in
Insurance in
general
general,
definitely
yes.
comes into
Right,
play.
okay, so
But
yes.
anyway, in O'Fallon, not only did she work at an insurance agency, but she also flipped houses on the side. And by 2010, Hupt had stopped working and was claiming disability benefits for back, leg, and neck pain. I'm unsure of what caused all the pain. I kind of Googled around for that, but couldn't
I
really
couldn't really.
find any information. But 2011 is when she really started her true mayhem.
Her
mayhem.
mayhem, true may but
The
nothing before that. Like, no one would have said this, "Beware of this woman," before 2011.
No,
Isn't that
no. I
crazy?
mean,
As
other
far as you can tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about the deaths of Louis Gumpenberger, Betsy Faria, and Shirley Neuman, and the person they all had in common, Pamela Hupp.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about Betsy Faria's death.
Okay.
Elizabeth K. Meyer Faria, also known as Betsy, was one of Hupp's coworkers at State Farm. She lived on Sumac Drive in Troy, Missouri, and I believe that's about 20 minutes from O'Fallon, with her husband Russell Scott, I'm sorry, also known as Russ, and her two daughters from a previous relationship. In 2010, Betsy was diagnosed with breast cancer, and in October of 2011, she learned the cancer had metastasized to her liver and was terminal.
Yes.
Over the course of their relationship, Pam and Betsy became not only work friends, but best friends. They started doing a lot of things together. And then Pam even claimed at one time they had had a romantic relationship.
Which,
But I don't
who
believe a whole
knows
lot that this woman says.
if
So
that's true.
if that was
But you
true,
know what's scary? Like, she met her at work. You're like, if she'd never met her, if
none of
they'd
this would have
never worked
happened.
together. It's just crazy how people come into your life.
Yeah, well, this next bit of information I'm getting ready to tell you will dive into what you just said.
Yeah.
On December 22nd, 2011, days before her death, and unbeknownst to her family, so just days before
She passes
passed away,
away.
she changed the sole beneficiary of her $150,000, which would be equivalent to $250,000 today. She changed that life insurance policy from her husband to Hupp, who originally said that Betsy had asked her to give her the money to her daughters, to give the money to her to give to her daughters when they were older. So, yeah,
See,
what
yeah.
the heck?
Okay, first of all,
And I don't know why. Why would she do that?
well, Betsy, first of all, is very vulnerable. She's got terminal cancer.
Yeah.
So she should probably, and if she, I mean, she obviously was very ill, getting ready to pass away. This was just
Mhm.
a few days. Should not, I mean, if I'm the insurance agent, I'd be like, are you like, this feels like I shouldn't be authorizing this. You're not in a state that you should be making this kind of decision.
Right.
But obviously he did. And the fact that she was able to convince Betsy to take her husband off of it,
Yeah, 'cause so you think Pam
I
convinced
think
her percent
1000%.
yeah,
Like,
okay, yes.
convinced her, like, he may not
If
give it to
you
your daughters.
but if you will give it to me, I promise I'll get it.
I'll make sure.
That's so
I
true.
think she did.
Yeah,
But I don't know, but
okay,
that's my guess.
yeah. Well, 5 days later, on December 27th, Betsy underwent chemotherapy and then visited her mother's home. Afterwards, she was driven by Hupp, so Hupp was the last confirmed person to have seen her alive. Betsy had originally been scheduled to be driven home by Russ, her husband, or else stay with her mother, but then Hupp unexpectedly just insisted on driving her to her mother's house and then on driving her to her home, to
Like,
Betsy's
just kinda
home.
out of the blue, like, "No, I'm gonna do
I'll
it.
do it.
I'm such a good friend.
Exactly.
I'm such a
Exactly.
good friend, I'll help."
Yeah, I'll totally do that for you. Anyway, Hupp claimed that she dropped Betsy off at her house around 7 p.m.
Just dropped her off.
Just dropped her off.
Okay.
So, Russ, where's he at? Where's her husband at? Well, he had spent the evening at the house of his friend, Michael Corbin, watching movies from 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
And it was him and 4 other dudes watching movies.
Okay.
When he got home, Russ found his wife, called 911, and said that he found his wife and that she had killed
Oh,
herself.
no. Not another supposed suicide.
Well, and that statement would come back to haunt him, claiming
Um,
that she had killed herself,
uh-oh. In terms of looking
making
bad
him
on
look
him.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay.
When Betsy was found, and there's serious mayhem here, guys, she was found on the floor in front of her couch, laying on her right side. She had been stabbed over 55 times,
What?
and her wrists were cut to the bone, Megan. What in the heck?
That's
And a serrated kitchen knife was left lodged in her neck.
okay. Yeah, this is not suicide.
This is not
This is not
suicide, and that's why the
55
police, when they got to the scene, police were like, "This is not suicide." They
No.
completely agreed with that. A second knife was found under a pillow on the couch where she was laying.
What?
Yeah. First responders arrived within 10 minutes and concluded that Betsy had been dead for at least an hour or longer.
Oh, boy.
And Betsy's time of death was later reported as being between 7:20 and 9:41 p.m. And
So then that leaves 2 possible suspects.
right, the
Pam
last person to see her,
or
Pam
Russ.
or Russ. Okay, but they are completely focusing on Russ.
Of course.
And
The husband.
yeah, and Pam does not help him out here. I'll tell you here in a second.
Oh, boy.
So Russ was taken in for questioning for over 24 hours.
Poor
And the guy,
and his
I'm
wife's
telling you something, you guys, listeners. If you ever get in any sort of trouble and you had to go to the police station, you do not freaking talk.
Oh,
You ask for an attorney. And he did not ask for an attorney. And the reason he said he did not ask for an attorney is
I didn't
because
do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything. I don't need to get one.
Yeah. That's the same in that, yogurt shop murders.
Yeah.
Those young kids that, they were
Mhm.
taken there and questioned for hours
Mhm.
and hours. Deborah asked for a lawyer.
No.
Yeah, and then that's what they say. They're like, "Be
Yeah,
careful."
I mean, technically, you do not have to say one single word. The only things you have to say is, "I need a lawyer."
Yes.
That's it. End of question. But anyway, he never asked for one,
Ugh,
which is probably why he was arrested the day after his wife's death for her murder.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, police thought that his claim that I said
His ass.
asser claim.
His
I was
asser.
gonna say assertion, but
Assertion.
I went with claim
Okay.
instead. Police think that his claim that Betsy had killed herself was suspicious, and that's kind of what drove them to really kind of look at him. Plus, he's the husband,
Sure.
you know?
Sure.
And Hupp didn't do him any favors
I
at
bet
all
not.
because when interviewed by police, since she was the last person to see her alive, she was interviewed.
Mhm.
Hupp claimed that Russ had a violent temper, that he was a heavy drinker, and that he had threatened Betsy, who had considered leaving him.
Oh,
She also claimed that Russ held a pillow over Betsy's head before, just as a joke, to see what it would feel like to die.
and again, do we know if any of those claims are true?
We do not know that any of those are true.
True.
On January 4th, 2012, the day after Betsy's funeral,
Russ.
Russ was charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. Now, this next part is insane to me. Unable to make a $250,000 bail, he was held in Lincoln County Jail until his trial began in November 18th, 2013. He was held in jail for 1 year and 11 months.
These 2 girls have lost their mom,
Yes,
who was already battling cancer
and their
in a
father
violent way,
figure.
and now their father figure is in jail
Mhm,
for a
and
whole
they
year.
don't know that he didn't do it.
Sure, sure. Oh, that's terrible. And $250,000 bail, yeah.
Yeah,
Oof.
I'm not sure what that would be in
Today,
today's, but a lot.
a lot.
So during Russ's trial, his defense attorney, Joel Schwartz, who was an excellent defense attorney, by the way, argued that the testimonies of the 4 friends he had visited, cell phone records evidencing his presence at Corbin's, that was one of the
Watching the
friends' house.
movies.
Yes, watching the movies, doing all that, and that was only 20 miles away. So
Oh, yeah.
not far, but kind of too far.
Not
Yeah.
it's not like, "Hey, I can hop home, do this, and hop
Yeah.
back." Yeah.
And there was also evidence of Russ making purchases. For instance, there was a time-stamped Arby's receipt that they found in his car. that demonstrated that the timeline did not allow for him to commit the murder.
Oh, thank goodness for
Yeah.
that receipt.
There were no traces of blood on his body or clothes. I'm talking 0.
0. So
No
body.
knife wounds, nothing. Now, this is funny. The prosecuting attorney, Leah Askey, countered that Russ's friends were
Ugh,
providing a false alibi, like they were all in on
in
it,
on it.
and had conspired with him to perpetrate the murder, including holding onto his cell phone and posing
Oh,
as
come
him to
on.
buy food at Arby's.
To
Like,
like
"Hi,
false.
I'm
Yeah.
Russ."
No, I'm sorry. But then for him to not have any blood
Well,
anywhere.
no, and Leah Askey, she even said, "Oh, well, he must have done it naked."
What?
Not
Oh,
joking.
come on.
Yes, not
Well,
even.
and for him to not have any wounds of any, I mean, that was,
And they
yeah.
talked to him, like, really quickly after he called the police. He went in
Yes.
for questioning
Yes.
and had nothing on him
And
at all.
and questioned him for 24 hours and never got any
And I'm
solid
sorry, but if you
evidence.
stab someone 55 times, you're gonna have stab wounds on your hands
Yes,
and
or
your
be covered, blood would be all over you, places they
but he did
couldn't
it
even.
naked, so,
Right.
I mean,
See, this is crazy, yeah.
that's
They're just
crazy.
wanting to pin it on someone.
But anyway, on November 21st, 2013, Russ was convicted on both counts. A month
Got
later,
him.
he was sentenced to life plus 30 years imprisonment without possibility of parole and sent to the Jefferson City Correctional Center. Although a central focus of the prosecution's case was that his 4 friends had been complicit in the murder, no charges were ever brought against
Oh,
them.
how convenient.
Yeah,
So, let's use that as a
that's
story.
exactly
That's terrible.
exactly what they did. So let's talk about the retrial, sorry, I can't talk today, and acquittal
Good,
of Ross Faria. Yes, good
good.
news is coming. An initial motion for a new trial was rejected by Judge Minnemeyer in December of 2013. Meanwhile, Russ Faria's attorney, Joel Schwartz, appealed the conviction, and in February of 2015, the case was sent back to the 45th Circuit Court for a hearing on a retrial.
After he's been in jail for, what, 3 years now?
Yes. The yes, there I go
Basically.
saying yes. I say yes a lot. The retrial was allowed, thank goodness. During the retrial, Schwartz was able to provide evidence implicating Hupp as the perpetrator.
Hmm,
And on November 7th, 2015, Russ's conviction was overturned and he was released from prison after being there for almost 4 years. Yes.
God. Now do you know, did his daughter support him?
No, and they still have
Oh.
not talked to this day.
Oh, no. You really?
No. Like, I think things just got so I don't
So
know,
bad.
and according to what I've read now, if I am wrong, please email us and let me know, but I do not believe they're
Have a
no.
relationship. Yeah. Oh, that stinks.
In July of 2016, Russ filed a civil rights lawsuit against Askey.
Oh, the lawyer?
Yes. And the 3 deputy sheriffs on the ground that they had fabricated evidence, ignored exonerating evidence, and failed to investigate the other obvious suspect,
No
Pam
kidding. The
Hupp.
last person to see her
Yeah.
alive.
So in March of 2020, Russ received a settlement in his civil rights case of over $2 million.
Okay. Well, good for him. It sounds like he deserved it.
Yes. The
Good for him.
decision not to investigate Hupp in the Betsy Faria case had been widely criticized. Like us just sitting here listening to the story, we're not the only ones who are blown
Exactly.
away.
Like, why are we not at least looking into
Mm-mm.
her?
A former employee of the prosecutor's office said there were several of us from that office that kept thinking, why are we not pursuing Ham Pup?
Ham.
Pup.
You called you
Oh,
called her Ham.
I just called her
Pup.
Ham
Why are we not pursuing Ham Pup? Why? Hammy
God.
Pup should.
I literally cannot talk
It's
today.
okay.
So they kept,
Come
why would they
on.
not
Sue
pursue
Ham. I don't know. They
Ham?
should.
Because I'll tell you why, because they were just so freaking fargan focused on
And
Russ.
that's why he got $2 million.
That is why he did. In a July 2021 interview, Betsy's daughter stated that when they had asked about the possibility of Hupp being the murderer, they were told by Lincoln County investigators she physically could not do that. Bullshit.
I'm sorry. Okay, first of all,
She
Betsy is has terminal cancer, so she's
yes.
weak as a kitten. So
Yes.
yes, Pam could have done that. I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
So, years later, okay, he's been released, Russ has been released. Pam would be accused and convicted of killing Louis Gumpenberger. Okay, we will get into this awful death of Louis Gumpenberger here in just a minute.
Okay.
But in June of 2019, Lincoln County prosecuting attorney Mike Wood announced that he would be reopening the Betsy
Okay.
Faria homicide investigation. And on July 8th, 2021, Hupp was interviewed in connection with the murder for the first time.
What? So she was
In
never even interviewed?
2021, this so 11
They
years later.
didn't even interview her?
No, remember she went in and talked to the police right after the murder,
But that
and
was it, and then
yeah,
that
and
was
remember
it.
how she was all like, "Yeah, he was such a jerk," and, like, called him out. That interview, and that was it.
So in terms of her being an actual suspect, this is the first time in
Yes.
2021, finally.
Yes, as an actual
That's
suspect.
crazy. Okay.
Okay, on July 12th, 2021, Wood charged Hupp with first-degree murder of Betsy Faria and with armed criminal action, thank goodness. Wood stated that he would seek the death penalty for Hupp due to the heinousness and depravity, did I say that right?
I think yeah.
Of the crime. The prosecution alleged that Hupp repeatedly stabbed Betsy, like we said, while
Yep.
she was asleep on her sofa. That's where they found her, right in front of her sofa. And she was weakened from her chemotherapy treatment.
Gosh.
Then she
Savage.
removed her socks. She removed Betsy's socks and used them to spread the blood around the house to try and give the impression of a domestic violence incident
Jeez.
before replacing them back on Betsy's feet.
What?
Yes.
That's
The
wild.
court documents noted the following points about this. Okay, first of all, Hupp had been named the sole beneficiary of $150,000 life insurance held by Betsy just days before the murder.
Days before.
Yeah, and following her death, she did not give any of the money from her daughters as Betsy had wished.
So didn't give any of that money to Betsy's daughters
No.
at all.
Hupp insisted, remember this, insisted upon driving Betsy home from her chemotherapy treatment, despite Betsy already having a ride and despite Hupp claiming not to be familiar with the Troy area.
But the police are like, "Oh, we're not gonna investigate that. That's
No.
not suspicious."
And also, the position of Betsy's body suggests that she was murdered by someone she trusted.
Sure.
I think that's crazy how they can figure that stuff out.
Yeah, like they could tell she'd been laying down or like
Yeah.
yeah, that is crazy.
In March 2025, Hupp entered a not guilty plea to the refiled charges. She's still claiming she didn't do it. The same month, the prosecution agreed not to seek the death penalty for Hupp. So she has gotten out of that.
Of course.
In return for Hupp waiving her right to a jury trial. So she just wants a judge to decide, not a jury. And with the trial has now been pushed all the way back to 2028. You guys, she was murdered in 2011.
This is I mean, we're talking about
17
decades
years.
later. This is ridiculous.
Isn't
So
that 17
she's
years? I think.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
they're still working on that case and that will be tried. And you guys, when I do hear about that, I will let you know. We'll do a little clip or
oh,
something
for sure.
about what ends up
Happens there.
happening. But I have a feeling she's gonna get what she deserves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about the death of Shirley Neuman. Okay. Shirley Mae Neuman, Hupp's widowed mother, was living alone in a third-floor apartment at the Lakeview Park Independent Senior Living Community in Fenton, Missouri. And her mother suffered pretty bad from dementia and arthritis.
Okay.
She spent the evening of October 29th, 2013, with Hupp following a hospital visit. At approximately 5 p.m. on October 30th, Hupp dropped Neuman off at her apartment. Upon leaving, Hupp instructed the staff that she wouldn't be needing dinner tonight.
Her mom wouldn't?
No, and also don't worry about breakfast the next day either.
So nobody
Okay.
come in here for a while.
Yeah. A housekeeper found Neuman dead beneath her balcony, the balcony of her home, at 2:30 p.m. the next day. That's freaking close to 24 hours later.
No one found her
Not
for
for
that
not
long?
not till 2:30 the
Well,
next day.
because Pam said, "Don't come."
Pam said not to, but okay, so following a police investigation, the assisted medical examiner concluded that Neuman had died from blunt trauma to the chest resulting from an accidental fall.
Mm.
She fell from her balcony,
Mhm.
3 stories up.
Yeah.
Yeah. An
Okay.
autopsy found she had over 8 times the amount of Ambien in her blood than normal.
So, yeah.
So,
Pam
somebody had to administer that or she did it herself, and I really doubt she'd given herself over 8 times the amount of Ambien.
yeah, that sounds very
So,
suspect
very and let's be clear, Pam has never been
for
charged
this.
with this
This.
Newman her mother's death, never has been,
And
but
what year was that? This is in 2013.
teen
So this
yes.
is a couple years after.
So 2011 was Betsy, 2013, the suspicious fall of her
So
mother.
if she killed Betsy, she's like, "Whew, got away with that. Russ is in jail.
Right.
Kill my mom.
I don't like her.
Get away with that. I might get some money, right?"
Plus no, she does. She
Of
has a life
course.
insurance policy.
Of
But hold
course.
on, I'll get right to that. Okay, so following an investigation, the assisted medical examiner concluded that Newman had died, like I said, from blunt force trauma, but that it with the Ambien in her, that it was a complete accident.
So they're just she died. She had too much
Yeah.
medication, fell over the rail.
But then the following month, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office received an anonymous note suggesting Hupp in her mother's accident because she was the last person known to have seen her alive.
Just like Betsy.
Yes. And guess what? Hupp and her siblings received approximately $120,000 each
Oh,
from their mother's life insurance policy. So she did get the money.
wow.
And listen to this. Earlier that year, prior to her mother's death, Hupp had been videotaped saying, "My mom's worth half a million because each of her siblings got 120,000 that I get when she dies. If I really wanted money, there was an easier way than trying to combat somebody that's physically stronger than me."
Her
Mother.
mother's her dementia and
That's what she's
arthritic
claimed
mother's.
in that
Oh,
statement.
come on.
So anyway, she got her her
She's just getting
insurance
braver
money.
and braver. She's like, "I'm getting away with
And,
some
and
stuff."
remember, she worked in life
Oh,
insurance.
she knew that
So,
gamut. Yeah,
this accident definitely would get us the money.
for sure.
So anyway, police reopened their investigation, but after interviewing the housekeeper, so they re-interviewed this whole thing.
When it comes to her mom's death.
Yes, yes. But after interviewing the housekeeper who had found Newman's body and Newman's son Michael, both of whom said that Newman was unsteady,
Ugh.
again concluded that her death was
Well,
accidental.
yeah, that was all definitely working in Pam's favor.
Yeah. Well, so a few years goes by after Hupp was charged with the 2016 of Louis Gumpenberger, and we'll talk about him later.
So that was 2013, so that's an accident. Years go by, it's 2016, she's charged with this guy's murder.
Yes. The St. Louis County Police Department reopened the investigation into Newman's death after the 2016.
Because 'Cause they're like, "Oh, she's done something to someone else, and
Yes.
she's involved in all these
So
weird
we need so
situations."
we need to reopen the case.
Duh.
Yes. Detective Matthew Levy attempted to organize forensic tests on the balcony railing, but the Lakeview Park Independent Senior Living Community, that's a long, long sentence,
That is.
refused to provide the railing for testing.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
which I mean, it's been so many years later,
right.
too.
A retired homicide detective suggested that one of the vertical bars appeared to have been kicked out.
Ah, ah.
After interviewing Hupp in connection with her death, reporter Chris Hayes received an anonymous letter saying, listen to this. Dear sirs, I think it's getting a little silly that you keep accusing someone of killing their parent when it's not true. Totally sounds like her.
He totally sent that.
Totally.
She's crazy. But again, she's brazen because 'cause she's been able to get away with
Yep.
stuff.
But in November of 2017, Mary Case, the chief medical examiner for St. Louis County, changed the manner of Newman's death from accidental to undetermined.
Okay, well, that opens the door.
Yes, Case stated that since death, many things had happened that involved the daughter. I was not I was no longer willing to say it could be an accident. But unfortunately, after Case's attempt, the investigation into Newman's death was not reopened.
Well, at least it's labeled undetermined.
It is
That is
undetermined,
good.
and I'm just
And
trying to
good for her going on the record and being like, the reason I'm doing it is because her freaking daughter's suspicious."
so I wonder if she, drugged her up really good and then lured her out there on the patio and somehow made her go over the edge, or
Yeah.
if she just pushed her, or maybe she just drugged her up, and maybe her mom really just did accidentally fall off the balcony because she was so
Or she gave her a little push or
and then kicked out the spindles to make it
yeah,
look like the
convinced her to
spindles were
step on a chair in her Ambien state.
I don't
Who
know. I'm
knows?
not I'm
I
not
mean, we
a
don't know, but
detective, but
definitely Scooby Doo needs to get on
yeah.
this.
Okay, so now let's talk about the murder of Louis Gumpenberger.
Yeah.
Louis
So this is the one she actually has been convicted of.
yes, and okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the reason why I'm looking for it here. Okay, why she killed Gumpenberger. You guys, I don't understand this, and I can't make sense of it at all. So she claims that the reason she killed Gumpenberger was after Russ was released from jail in November of 2015. So remember
They
Russ
said,
Faria?
"You're not guilty
Yeah,
anymore."
so he was released. 9 months later, Pam decided she wanted to frame Russ for a murder to take the recent attention off her from the reopening of the Faria case.
So now
This
she
is why she is getting ready. I'm getting ready to tell you the story of Louis
okay.
Gumpenberger. That's why she did it.
She's
To
trying to set Russ up.
she's trying to set Russ up, but I don't get it.
So to me, this just shows more of her craziness,
Oh
that
my
she thought she could
gosh.
get away with
So
this
he
too.
yeah, so Russ is finally out of jail, and now she's like, "I
I'm
want
gonna
him to go back to jail. I'm gonna set him up," but
like to so they'll be think, "Oh, they have the right guy and they let him go. He is a murderer,"
yeah,
or
I don't
something.
know. I don't
Okay. Well,
but anyway,
all right.
let's talk about what she did to Louis.
All right.
So Louis Royce Gumpenberger was 33, and he was a resident of Union, Missouri, which was about 40 miles from O'Fallon.
Okay.
He had mental and physical disabilities after a car crash in 2005. Shortly after noon on August 16th, 2016, Gumpenberger died after Hupp shot him 5 times in the hallway of her home at 1260 Little Brave Drive in O'Fallon.
In Pam's home?
In Pam's home. This is why I don't understand how she was trying to
What? Okay.
frame Russ. But anyway, $900 was found on Lewis's body, along with a note bearing instructions that said this: kidnap Hupp, get Russ's money from Hupp at her bank, kill Hupp, then take Hupp back to the house and get rid of her. Make it look like Russ's wife's murder. Make sure a knife is sticking out of her neck in return for a reward of $10,000. That's
What?
what the note in his pocket said, which
Make it
was
look
obviously written by Hupp.
obviously.
Yes,
And
she wrote that
how does
freaking
she
note.
think that's setting Russ up?
I don't
That
understand
doesn't
that.
make
It doesn't
sense.
make sense at all. What, Russ was in her house
Right.
and shot this guy who's now in her house and
That one
didn't
that
I don't know.
okay, weird. Okay.
Okay. So Hupp, anyway, she placed a couple 911 calls shortly before the shooting to report a
Oh, how
burglary
convenient.
in
I'm being
progress. And literally,
burglarized.
that's what she did. Hi, I'm being burglarized. Immediately after the shooting, Hupp voluntarily, because she was guilty, went to the O'Fallon Police Department. Her first words in the recorded interview were, "Is this going to be filmed? Because I always appear on the news with Chris Hayes."
What?
This woman. She
Crazy.
went on to say that she blamed Hayes' reporting for attracting threatening people
Oh,
whenever.
sure.
Hupp claimed Gumpenberger had jumped out of a car, which was driven by another person.
But we don't know who
So he
that
just
is.
jumped out. No, he just jumped out of a car. He brandished a knife while she sat in her SUV in her garage.
Oh, he just came by her driveway and hopped out and
Yeah.
while
And
she's in
then
her
and then
garage?
got in her garage with her while she sat in her SUV and demanded she drive to the bank to retrieve Russ's money.
Mhm.
Hupp
Sure.
further claimed that she had knocked the knife out of Gumpenberger's hand with a karate chop.
Hi-ya!
Yeah, and then fled into her house, shooting. And what she did is she fled into her house. She ran to her nightstand, grabbed her Ruger LCR pistol, and shot him 5 times.
Okay, this doesn't make Russ look bad at all.
I
This
don't
just makes
know.
her look bad.
I don't understand that part
Oh my
even a
god.
little bit of how
Okay.
this was going to implicate
Help her.
Russ. Yeah. Okay, so after investigating Hupp's claims, the St. Charles County prosecuting attorney and the O'Fallon chief of police theorized Hupp had lured Gumpenberger to her home. This is what she did. Listen to this. By presenting herself as Kathy, a producer from Dateline NBC. Hupp then was believed to have offered Gumpenberger money to reenact a 911 call. So basically, she went around looking for an innocent
Person
bystander, pulled up, said, "Hey, I'm Kathy from Dateline NBC. You want to say some stuff and I'll give you $1,000."
for an
Yeah.
episode, and he's mentally disabled because of an accident, so she's
Yes.
taking advantage of him.
She made sure he was standing on the carpet swatch she had so nicely made and then shot him, afterwards planting the knife, the note, and the money on Gumpenberger's body.
Poor guy.
Gumpenberger was believed to have been selected at random. I
That's
mean,
terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, just looking for somebody that would fall
Mhm.
for it.
But he, as I'll tell you in just a minute, was not the only one she tried to get to do that little stunt with.
Oh,
Cell phone records show that Hupp, so this is what they had to go off of, had been in Gumpenberger's neighborhood right at the supposed attacker's front door less than 1 hour before the shooting.
well,
So
how do you explain that?
yeah, yeah. On August 10th, 2016, a police report had been filed stating now, so
Oh,
6 days earlier, a police report had been filed stating a woman matching Hupp's description had approached O'Fallon resident Carol Alford while posing as a Dateline NBC producer and offering her $1,000 to reenact a 911 call. That's exactly what she did to
shoot this
Louis
guy. Yep.
Gumpenberger.
Yep.
Home security camera footage showed the woman in question had been driving Hupp's
Oh,
car.
there you
It was
go. Nice, good.
Kathy
Yeah.
slash Hupp.
Yeah.
Carol is Carol is now actually married to Russ Faria.
What?
Yes.
Is that just random? So the woman Hupp tried to approach is now married to Russ.
She was gonna kill her like she did Lewis. She was gonna do the same exact thing that she did to Lewis, and through
Oh
all
my
of this,
gosh.
Russ ended up marrying Carol.
That's crazy.
So, good for
Well,
him,
good. Yeah, no kidding.
and I guess he always says to her, "I'm so glad you're not dead. I'm so glad," because she would have
Oh
killed her.
my
She would have done
gosh.
this
She
exactly what she,
this what happened to?
basically, I'm so glad that, she's not gonna kill my second wife too.
Yeah. Oh,
Um Okay, and then there was a second witness named Brent Charlton who informed the police that Hupp had approached him with a similar proposition.
okay.
So Louis Gumpenberger was the third person she
She got
approached.
okay, and people Dateline
Excuse me.
is not gonna ask you to reenact a 911 call.
No, and they're not going to
Sorry.
ask you to get in the car with them, and we have
And
to take
and
you to a different location.
and give you
And you
$1,000.
know what? I need you to walk over here and stand on this swatch of carpet and do it right here.
She just took total advantage of a vulnerable man,
Yeah,
and that's just awful.
yeah. Okay, so investigators found this part is crazy. So you know how they found the money in his pocket?
Right.
Okay, so there was $900. There were 9 $100 bills in Gumpenberger's pocket. A tenth found on Hupp's dresser matched a sequential serial number to 4 of the 9 bills.
So
So
she
they were all in order. And that's like doesn't ever happen where you happen to get
yeah, like she'd
it'd be
been to
like
the bank
it'd be like you getting $100 bill and me having $100 bill and the serial numbers matching up
sequentially, like
exactly.
one after the
That
other,
never ever happened. So that was very suspicious of her.
which tells me somebody went and got all that money at the same time from the bank.
Yes. That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
The knife found in Hupp's car was found wedged between the passenger seat and the central console. Knives in Hupp's kitchen were stored in a similar fashion, being wedged between the stove and countertop. So that was suspicious. Investigators suggested that the knife had been purchased at the Dollar Tree in O'Fallon alongside several other items found in Hupp's home. Hupp was believed to have purchased the paper on which the note that
Oh,
she wrote found on Gumpenberger's body
she
had
just
been
thought
written
she
on.
was so smart. Just
She's
she thought
she
she was so smart.
she just really thought she was above everybody else,
Yeah.
like, in every way.
Yes.
Investigators also found that carpet swatch in Hupp's home appeared to have been positioned to protect a rug from Gumpenberger's blood. So, basically, to save her carpet from getting she cut out a swatch of carpet.
Not even a rug. Like,
No,
here's a rug, like, just a random
a
swatch.
giant swatch of carpet and threw it in the hallway, and then when she was getting ready to kill him, she's like, "As part of, the Dateline NBC that I'm doing, you need to back up and stand on that little carpet." And then shot him, and then he so the
And then thought that wouldn't look
Oh,
suspicious.
I
That
know.
is she's like, again, I think she just thought she had it all figured
Yeah,
out.
and most of all, investigators were skeptical that Gumpenberger would have been capable of carrying out any of these acts because of his mental and physical
Yeah,
disabilities.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Wow.
So, a guilty plea. On August 23rd, 2016, Hupp was arrested and charged with first degree murder and armed criminal action. Upon being arrested, this
Oh,
woman,
Lord.
she asked to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Now, before she went to the bathroom, she stole a pen
Oh,
from one of the investigators. And while she was in the bathroom, she stabbed her neck and wrists in an
with the ink
apparent,
pen?
yes,
Oh,
in
boy.
an apparent suicide attempt. St. Charles County Assistant Prosecutor described the act as a consciousness of guilt.
Or trying to
Basically,
delay going to jail.
you have been busted.
You are guilty.
Yes. And there, if you watch anything about it, you can see there is footage of her being in the questioning room or whatever, and the officer left the pen, and she's just so sneaky, puts her hand over the pen because she knows she's being watched,
Uh-huh.
slowly pulls it back and slides it into her pocket. And then she says, "Hello, hello, can I go to the bathroom?" And gets up and goes to the bathroom and then tries to kill herself in the
She's like, "Maybe
bathroom.
they'll take me to hospital, and I won't have to go to jail."
Yeah.
Jeez.
Um, bail for Hupp was set for $2 million. She appeared in court on January 31st, 2017, pleading not guilty. In March 2017, prosecutors stated that they would seek the death penalty due to the apparently arbitrary choice of Gumpenberger as a victim because he was,
'Cause he's disabled, and
yes.
she preyed on him.
Instead of contesting the charges at trial, Hupp entered an Alford plea, waiving her right to a jury trial. Do you know what an Alford plea is, Megan?
Yes, I do.
So basically, guys, what an Alford plea is you don't have to say you did it. You just do the time, right?
Yeah, basically, she knows they have so much evidence against
Yeah.
her, she's gonna be found guilty,
Yeah.
but she doesn't wanna say she's
So
guilty.
you don't have to say that, but you do the
You
time.
say, "I'm gonna take an Alford plea,"
And that's all you
and
say.
that's yeah,
As a condition of her plea,
it's a
she
cop
did
out.
not face the death penalty for
See,
for
because
Louis
she did that.
Gumpenberger.
Yeah, see, it's a cop out.
She was sentenced to life in prison instead without parole in August of 2019.
So at least she is locked up and has been locked up.
Yes. In a phone call to her then husband, Hupp claimed that she had pleaded guilty so her family would not have to witness an
Oh,
ugly
you're
trial.
such a saint.
Yeah. As of April 2025, Hupp is serving her sentence at the Chillicothe Correctional Center in Chillicothe, Missouri.
Is she still there, we're assuming?
Actually, she was moved to another facility because the trial's coming up.
Oh, gotcha.
In October of 2019, Gumpenberger's mother, Margaret Birch, filed a lawsuit for wrongful death, fraud, and misrepresentation against the incarcerated Hupp. And in July of 2020, Birch was awarded a judgment of $3 million. Her attorney subsequently filed to garnish Hupp's prison trust account because how are you going to get $3 million
She
out
does
of Hupp?
no, yeah,
Hupp.
exactly.
So basically what is happening now, Hupp is actually a tutor in the jail, in the prison.
Okay,
So anything she makes goes to Birch.
okay, good.
Also, her COVID-19 cares stimulus check of $1,200
They got
was
that.
given to her, yes. As of February of 2022, the family had not received any significant money from Hupp. Her
They're
but
not gonna.
yeah,
I
no.
mean, they'll be lucky to get a few dollars here and there.
In
That's sad.
September 2020, Hupp's husband, Mark, filed for divorce, describing their marriage as irretrievably broken
I would
by
think.
by March 2020, the couple was divorced. He is now remarried and still lives in that house that him and Pam lived in where she shot Gumpenberger.
Oh my
He
goodness.
still lives there with his new wife. If you were the new wife, would you wanna live there?
No, because knowing that could have been first of all, this poor guy passed away here, and secondly, that could have been me
Yeah.
right here, like, that's where she was gonna bring me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, this is a different person.
Oh, that's Mark, not Russ.
Right,
Sorry,
right,
never
you're
mind.
thinking of
Okay, I'm
Russ.
thinking of Russ, never mind,
This
but
is her
s
husband. He got remarried,
and is still
which
but still living in that
but
house.
still living in
Is
the
yeah,
house.
wild.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you guys, I will revisit this case after the trial, of the murder of Betsy Faria, so that you know the outcome.
And thank goodness she's in jail for something else at least.
She is.
Because if she were still out waiting for trial for that
Who
and had
knows?
gotten to live, I mean, she already got to live like what, 7 years after she
Yeah.
killed Betsy, 8 years. So, yeah. Wow, that is
Yeah, so
she's a bad, bad.
that's what I know about Pamela,
All about Pam.
about Hamela Puff.
Yeah, about Pamela. Seriously. Well,
Oh,
do you want me to
so
say a quick prayer for the
yes, that
families?
would be
And
great.
yeah. Dear Lord, please continue to watch out for all of the people involved in these terrible, terrible acts. And I know that, you can't bring back their loved ones, but hopefully you've been able to give them a sense of peace and a feeling of knowing that you are there watching out for them and giving them guidance and helping them through these times. So dear Lord, please just watch out too for the children involved or that are now adults, but how horrific to lose your mother and your father and just the whole situation. So dear Lord, please just continue to watch out for them and give them the peace that they deserve. Amen.
Amen.
You guys, thank you for joining us today. As always, we appreciate you. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and stay safe. Thank you for listening. This has been Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy,
Missouri, you bring the mystery.
and we'll bring the mayhem. Peace
Peace
out.
out.